Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned into another live Q&A with you and me. I do one of these every weekday. I've got tons of bonuses to throw at you because so many of you want more of me, and I'm happy to give you more of me. All you have to do is become one of the patrons, starting at just $2 a month. $2. Really? No, unless you like buying other things with $2. Can you even get like a bottle of soda for $2 these days, or is it more than that? That might be satisfying briefly, but hopefully, I would imagine if you're watching or listening to me, I'm slightly better for your life than the average jar, cup, bottle, glass of sugar water. Today's question is, are you doing an Apple-only show? Yes. Well, why am I doing an Apple-only show? Because there are a lot of people out there who really want me to talk about Apple stuff only. And we've never really done something like that before, and I think the timing is about right, and I don't know if we have a final name for it. Over the past weekend, we uploaded a beta test of Insider. That was spelled I-N-C-I-D-E-R. It's a play on words, right? Apple cider. The problem is that there is a very well-known blog known as the Apple Insider, no pun there. Plus, a lot of other entities have used the word the way we spelled it, insider. So we didn't want to go with that. We were asking for suggestions, and we'll continue to do that. We don't really have a name for the Apple show, but why? Because I know so many of you only want to talk about technology stuff. That's great. That's awesome for you, and I'm very grateful that you've allowed me the flexibility to talk more than, more about more stuff. The more can I talk? I can't talk now. This is off to a good start. I like talking about more than just tech. And if we did anything in terms of how I've seen engagement play out, I thought we would start with an Apple-only show. It's pretty broad. It's not just about an iOS device or a Mac. It's just Apple in general and our perspectives on it. And when I say our perspectives, I really truly mean that. I am going to be not exactly co-hosting the show. I'll be guesting on the show, if you will. At least that's the plan. I'll be recording things on my end to play as kind of backgrounder for the things that John is going to be doing. John is someone who helps me edit on a regular basis, one person on my team that I was able to bring in, thanks in very large part to your support as patrons. Now, if you're not a patron, I can't say that you are really responsible for this show happening. It really is pretty much all patrons at this point. Everybody will be able to watch the show, and you'll be able to get other, value from it. But we're intending on giving, a lot more value to the patrons in terms of the production of this particular program, including getting their names in the credits, especially at that pledge level, like what I do with the regular Q&A videos. Why the Apple show? Because a lot of people use Apple products. Why the Apple show? Because we thought we could do it differently. Why the Apple show? Because we'd never really done one like that before on a regular basis, and that's the goal, is to produce one, potentially to have it turned around on the Friday of every week to get it to patrons then, and then possibly seed it to the rest of the internet a couple days later on Sunday. Likely in this channel, since this is Geek Lifestyles. I know it's usually for long-form content, but since it does really rely on John as the figurehead for the show, it's going to likely be in this channel, LockerGnome's Geek Lifestyles. My hope for those of you who are intent on complaining about everything that doesn't go your way, is that we'll be able to do more than just this. Obviously, that's, I think, the hope for everybody out there. I would like to do, eventually, an Android-only show, potentially. But for that to happen, one, we have to hit 1,000 true patrons. That's a big one. And then two, I've got to be able to find the right host for the show, because I wouldn't want to drive it. It really has been my hope to extend what it is that I do and balance what it is that I do on a daily basis. And as much as I might enjoy talking about those topics, I know they could be done differently in a produced type of environment. So this is what we're planning on doing for the time being, a weekly Apple show, supported largely by our patrons, aka the Supernomies. And we're doing it for everybody. And we're going to see where it goes. We don't even yet have a name. It may end up being the Unnamed Apple Show. We don't know what it's going to be. It may have nothing to do with the word Apple either. We just don't know. We're looking for that right name, that right label for it. The good ones are already taken. I still, honestly, I still feel we should call it Granny Smith. That's my feeling. It's my favorite kind of apple. I know, not a Mac. We could call it the Not Android Show. John joked around and says, what if we call it iSheep? Don't put it past us. We may end up going with iSheep. just because so many people use that. That's kind of funny. So anyway, we are planning on doing that. Why we're doing it is because we know that you want to listen to more of that kind of thing, and we want to give you more of what you want, and to show you that we are there for you in more ways than one. So thank you for that kind of support. If you do want to see more shows like it, more focused shows on various types of technologies, I do plan on doing it. In fact, my hope would be, if you were to ask for an ideal scenario, as we're able to grow the patron base, to be able to do an Android-only show next, and then figure out where we go from there. Would it be a gadget-only show after that? Would it be a comic-only show after that? Yeah, a comic show would be kind of neat. That's a geek lifestyle kind of thing. And to find other people to kind of support each other here in this single channel. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how well this has been accepted by you in the community, but I think it was about time that we did this Apple show, even with it not officially having a name or final graphics or final anything, really. Very, very happy to do this for you on a regular basis. Thank you for your support in whatever way you choose to give it. I appreciate it. We appreciate it as a very, very, very small team. At this point, however, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.